All right, my friends. Hello again. It is so good to be back on the Creators Checkup. Now, notice I said creators. I know that everything that we've said up to this point on this show always says creatives, but it's a little shift that we've been making over the last few weeks. I've just noticed that everyone uses the term creator when they talk about people in artistic or the content creation space. It's YouTube for creators, Spotify for creators, like everything's for creators. Kit, which is what we use for our email mailing platform, is creators, right? So I just kind of saw the writing on the wall that we are creative. That's kind of like the adjective, but as a noun, you want to get into the what you call it, you want to get into the pronunciation and the definitions and all that kind of stuff, all the English of it all. We are creators, even if we are not specifically full time in this. So, with all that, welcome to the Creators Checkup. My name is Alan C. Paul. I am your host and founder of God and Gigs, and this is where we help you to solve temporary creative problems with timeless spiritual principles. And every Friday we go live at 1 p.m. Eastern. Last week we did not go live because we were traveling with some friends up to Atlanta, had a blast. So this is coming back after a week off. Feels a little weird. Lots of things going on. So I'm going to jump right into it. If you're watching on replay, please let me know that you're watching on replay because I get it. Not everybody can join us live at 1 p.m. Eastern. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you've got other things, but then you come back to this and you're like, wait a minute, this topic, this deals with something I'm dealing with. And that's exactly why I pick the topics that I do. I try to look at what's going on in our God and Gigs community, our membership 360, which is our app, our God and Gigs newsletter, which we send out every Wednesday, and our podcast that comes out every Monday. And so I always try to listen to feedback and see what's going on in your creator life, your lifestyle, what's affecting you. And then we try to pick those topics that will then address those issues in your life. So if there's something that you want to hear about, something we haven't talked about, please leave it in the comments. Okay. That would be a joy and a help to me so that I can give you the information you need to become the creator that you were created to be. So we have a few people already jumping in. Let's see who we got here. Anita is here. Happy Friday, Anita. It is so awesome to see you. Anita is one of our amazing creators inside the 360 app. She's a member of the Creator Resource Center. That's a subscriber-based library. Pretty much everything we share, our creator workshops, all of our trainings, all of our tools, anything that's recorded is kind of like just sitting there in a nice, pretty vault for you to come in and grab whenever you want. So she's a member of that in our app, and she's an amazing creator. So good to see you, Anita. All right. Now I'm noticing on my video, it looks great. I don't know if the video and the audio are synced up because there's a little bit of a delay, but that might be me getting used to this. It's a little bit higher grade. What do you guys think? Do you think I look at, I played with ChatGPT a little bit and said, how could I make my iPhone look like a really nice camera? And this is what it told me. And I could share some of those settings with you guys. If you are like me and you do not want to invest in a $1,000 camera, you want to simply use your phone. There are some settings apparently that make it look really nice that I've been trying out. The background, trying to make it clean, a little bit cleaner. Even here, I've got like little dryer sheets. You'd be hilarious if you see my setup is dryer sheets and ring cameras, what do you call it? Ring lights and stuff like that have nothing to do with anything professional. I am absolutely bootstrapping it around here. But yeah, I kind of like it, but I just wonder about the audio video. So if there's any technical issues, let me know. If it gets distracting, right? If you see me talking, but there's no sound coming out, let me know because I am trying out some different things which may affect the production quality. I want it to be positive, not negative. I'll always go back to FaceTime. Trust. I will go back to FaceTime and the FaceTime camera and just make it simple. Okay. Anita says she loves it. Very cool. All right. So much to get to today. So much. So I'm going to race through this stuff. And if you're watching on replay, once again, please let me know if you're watching live and you are watching on Twitter. I'm sorry, X. You're watching on Facebook in our group, which announcement not going to be around much longer. I am quitting cold turkey or maybe warm turkey because I'm not like jumping out right away. But very soon we're going to sunset the Facebook group because I just realized I have to commit to building inside our app, and it deserves all of my attention. And as much as I love our 500 members of our Facebook group, Facebook controls what you guys see. So it makes more sense to build on our own land than to build on rented land. And God and Gigs 360 is the owned land. So you guys will see us less and less in Facebook, but glad you're here now. And then also, of course, we are live on YouTube and also at LinkedIn. So I heard some LinkedIn people jumped in the other day. You guys were able to comment, which is really cool. So please comment if you're watching on LinkedIn, because I'd love to know that you are there. LinkedIn is another social platform that I'm like, oh, this is where I belong. Don't belong on Facebook, really. We'll stay there if you have to. Instagram is like a necessary evil, but I've really fallen off of my Instagram posting, and I kind of I'm not really worried about it. and these other platforms, I guess you could say, there's all these other ones. You can't be everywhere. That's probably a lesson we're going to talk about today. All right. So quickly today, you see what we're going to talk about: news and notes, new members, exciting. I love inviting and introducing you to new members. YouVersion plan update. There's a new app, a new devotional we're working on for the YouVersion app. Then our new creator expert workshop, which is right around the corner, literally in 24 hours. And then our summer accelerator, which is super exciting as well. Anita, you're also in that. I am I am really excited about all this, if you can't tell. Again, like as long as my face and my sound make it sound like I'm excited, I'm going to continue with that because I don't think the video can express my excitement. I don't know. So then the vital signs today, 5 signs that you're in danger of burnout. This hit me this morning, honestly. Like I had to kind of like wrestle with a little bit of pain with some failures in my creator life that I had to say, okay, suck it up. This is going to be, something you cannot let, drag you down, or else you're going to want to give up. And that's exactly what I want to let you guys or help you guys avoid. Lab work, things that will help you directly in your creator life, directly with career, directly with the nuts and bolts of everything. Easy marketing levels to pull. I'm going to share a couple of things I'm doing right away that took me like 5 minutes that I think will make a big difference in my creator business. Then we're going to talk about how you connect with the dream collab partner. This is a question that came up inside one of our mastermind calls. And I said, wow, okay, if one person in our mastermind has it, there's many other that probably have it. And we'll talk about that. And then finally, we'll talk some prescriptions. If I have time, I'm going to share what I'm watching and reading. That's coming from our newsletter. Just want to tell you guys kind of like what I'm dealing with and kind of stuff I do on the outside. And then we'll talk about what to do next. All right. So all of that is the coolness. I am super excited to introduce some new members to the God and Gigs app. Now, as I mentioned, the God and Gigs app is not just Facebook. It is literally our app. We have built it on the Mighty Networks platform, which that means we own it. That means we control the algorithm. There is no algorithm. We post it. You see it. You get email notifications. You can ask questions. You can get access through the CRC, which is the Creator Resource Center, or our Gold program, which is our live coaching mastermind level. Each one of those things is all inside our app. So our 2 new members, Mimi Molugeta is a publisher, author, and amazing believer. I cannot wait for you guys to meet her, but come on. Like, this is what makes me feel almost like humble to the nth degree. We just connected via Podmatch. We saw how aligned our communities and our mission is. And she took the leap and joined the membership like before her podcast episode came out. Her podcast episode is coming out. It's going to blow you away. If you're a author, want to be an author, thinking about being an author, wrote a book and felt like it went crazy and you didn't know what to do with it, this is the episode you need to watch. But for those who are in 360, she's actually going to be around hanging out, which means not pick her brain. You can connect with her so that you can see what she's doing, how she's doing it, and really learn beyond just the podcast episode. So that's really exciting. And can't forget, Harrell Brady Jr., HB, is a vocalist, a member of my church, an incredible brother. He's also joined up in the Summer Accelerator, which means he's now a member of 360 as well. And there's some other members. I think I forgot. Oh my gosh. I think we have Jen. Jen, I am so sorry if you were watching. I did not get everybody in. I'm going to have to try to find a picture of you before this is over. Forgive me for that. I'm going to try to, go back. I don't know if I can grab a screen share. Maybe I can do, what I can do? This is literally on the fly, y'all. I hope I don't break anything. I'm going to go here to inside our app, and I'm going to find Jen's profile, and we're going to introduce her too. We're not going to leave her out. Here she is, view profile, and let's share screen. Give me 1 second. Let's bounce out of there and bounce into share screen. And let's introduce Jen too. We don't want to leave anybody out. I'm like, wait a minute. I know there's somebody missing. So here is Jen. Jen is a spiritual director and soul care coach who loves creating space for leaders to slow down, listen deeply, and connect with Jesus. So it's awesome to introduce Jen Roth as well to God and Gigs 360 via the Summer Accelerator, the 60-day Summer Accelerator. So I love this. And by the way, you see how Mighty Networks helps us see our similarities. You can read. That's what I have in common with Jen. So the AI actually helps us connect without ever having met. Like now I know that we share a passion for supporting leaders, that we're dedicated to coaching, that we have spirituality and personal growth as, so it's just amazing inside this app that it's so much more than just, oh, friend somebody, oh, be a friend. Like this is literally helping us to grow our community, to grow our creator lifestyles, to make connections with people who like us, who know us, who trust us, and who want to be the same kind of creators that God created us to be. So just all amazing stuff. All right. We got to keep moving. But again, I'm so glad I got to introduce Jen as well. I apologize, Jen. I was rushing and didn't grab you inside our thank yous and our meeting people slide. All right. Very quickly, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, we have our June Creator Workshop, our expert workshop. This is where we bring in an expert in some field. Usually, and this is interesting, you might think this is strange, I don't usually bring in someone who is specifically a creator or someone that's specifically an artist. We usually bring in an expert in something that is slightly off the beaten path of what you normally hear. So I don't bring in an artist just to talk about art. We're bringing in someone who is a creator who also can talk about something else that we usually struggle with. And this one is a huge one. We're going to talk about this today, about being burned out. Where is the love? And Dre Marshall is our clinician. He has been on some Grammy-winning, award-winning soundtracks, worked with some of the best and brightest in pop and R&B and Christian hip-hop. But he's not coming to talk about how to be in the music industry. He's coming to talk about how to avoid getting burned out while you're trying to make it as a creator and feeling like you have to make money doing the thing you love. And then when it doesn't work, you get so discouraged. And we're going to talk about that literally today. I can't talk today. You can register for that. Slow down, Alan. You can register for that at workshop.godandgigs.com/June-expert. A little bit longer of a URL. Thanks. We've been trying out some new things. So the URL is a little bit longer. So please watch out for that. Go ahead and spell it out. But then you can register for just $10. And remember, Gold members and CRC members, Creative Resource Center, you don't have to buy a ticket. I have just renewed our StreamYard account. So now we're going to be doing that through StreamYard again. That was super cool. Like StreamYard is, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you in the masterminds how I got that renewed, which was super cool. Breathe, my dude. Okay, it's the coffee. It's the coffee, Anita. Like, you can tell, right? I am like, oh, okay, we got to slow down on the coffee. I'm going to be much more calm. Deep breath, woosah. I did my run today. I did a tiny bit of yoga, not a lot, like a 5-minute yoga. So we're going to calm down. I love the fact that I was like, what is going on? Why am I so excited? But part of it is I feel like there's so much to talk about that I end up like trying to squeeze so much. And I realize, okay, I don't have to rush. You guys are in this for the long haul. So forgive me if I flew off the handle and thinking there's a million things to do. And you know what? By the way, another upcoming, this is like a sneak preview of things to come. We are doing a, what you call, very soon, we're doing a episode with an ADD coach, an can I say it right? What is it? ADHD. I'm saying it wrong because I'm not sure what it is. I think it's ADHD, right? Does that help me out if I'm wrong or if I said that wrong? An ADHD specialist will be one of our upcoming episodes. And as someone that has been diagnosed with ADD, I don't claim it anymore, but I realize that it is part of my makeup and the way that my brain works. So we're going to talk about that. So that actually is probably a really, really good segue to what we're talking about today, which is how to avoid burnout. Because if you notice, just like I did, and Nita did, that I was flying, trying to catch everything, and your brain is just going. Like, this is why it's so important for us to think about these things. And so I appreciate y'all even catching that. Like, yeah, because I was a little bit like flying off the handle there. All right, now we're to our next devotional that's coming up. Super excited about this one. It's not out yet. Just giving you guys a heads up. The Creator's Authority will be on the YouVersion app. We first had the Creator's Craft, and then we had the Creator's Purpose. This one I'm excited about because, as you can see, it's about your fearless creative life. 5 steps. Okay, so the 5 steps are 5 days. So it's a 5-day devotional again. You'll see it pop up. I believe it's scheduled to come out the same day as we start the Accelerator on the 7th. So I think that will come out all together, which would be super cool. But the main thing that I want you to let you know is that the goal of all of these devotionals is to share it with more creators who didn't really know there were access to devotional plans like this on the YouVersion app. I am not specifically targeting creators. I don't say only artists can listen to this or watch this or read it, but it is kind of tailored to the artist, just not out loud and only artists can read this. As you can see, it's very, very much even even the picture and the thumbnail is directed toward the artistic life. So I was super happy about that as well. That took us a second to get someone who could help us with the thumbnail, but super happy with it now. All right. We have another TMI session coming up. I thought I missed it. Oh my gosh, what's going on outside, y'all? Sorry about that. That's crazy. TMI is our Too Many Ideas open workshop. This goes to anyone who wants to come in. It is not limited to 360 members. It will be a part of our accelerator, but it will not be limited to those who are in the accelerator. So I would highly recommend, if you want to find out just how to get these ideas out of your head, this is an open forum just to talk. Hey, I wanted to do this. This is keeping me up. I'm procrastinating. What should I do? So I'm going to continue to open this up to everybody. You do need to contact me if you want to get in. I'm not sharing it on social. This is strictly, hey, I want to come. How can I come? Best way to do it, probably simply email me at allen@godandgigs.com. That's the easiest way to get to me. Just say, hey, I want to come to the TMI workshop. It's 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And I know that's super early for some of you that are on the West Coast. So I apologize, but it's like a breakfast morning. Hey, let's get this stuff out of your head meeting. So I would love to guys to check that out. Now, speaking of the accelerator, and I'm 20 minutes in, I'm still doing announcements. You can see how much stuff is going on. Summer Freedom is our 60-day creator accelerator. The Summer Freedom is really the whole program, and the 60-day Summer Accelerator is part of that. So we're going to be bringing in people who want to elevate their careers and their lifestyle for 60 days. And if you want to go to that, go to godandgigs.com/bestsummer. HB is already a member. Anita has already joined. Jen has already joined. I believe there's one other member that has already joined during the early bird. So now there's no more early bird special, but there are super amount of bonuses still available to you to join us at godandgigs.com/bestsummer. And I would love to welcome more of you because I'm telling you, like, the more I think about this 8 weeks of the Summer Accelerator, the more I realized we're going to put the best of everything that we have in 360 into this compact, very focused. Hey, let's not get to Labor Day without feeling like you are absolutely set for the rest of the best year of your creative life by preparing you for the last quarter of the year. Okay. So that's really what that's all about. I would love to welcome you guys. All right. I think we are done with the announcements. Pretty sure. Let me check real quick. Let's go back out. Yes, we are ready. So we're going to do a little fun stuff. Just do a little break. Let me catch my breath, as you can see, because I was flying off the handle there. Let me catch my breath, and we're going to come right back into our vital signs. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an admission for me, kind of a therapy session, if you guys don't mind. Thank you guys for hanging in there and letting me do this therapy session, because I need to share what just went on in my life for the last 8-9 hours that proved, actually, I'd say 24 hours, that proved that I'm in danger. Because I put that in my newsletter when I sent it out to let you guys know about today's live stream. I said I'm in danger of burnout, and it's true. I have to be very wary of what is happening in my own life. And this is where two stories kind of combine side by side, where they're both embarrassing. Okay. One, let's start from our trip last weekend, which I told you guys we were not doing a creative checkup because we're traveling to Atlanta with some friends, some amazing couple friends, by the way, the Hardens. They have been on the podcast. Well, yes, they both been on the podcast. Yes, I was about to say, I was going to say just one of them, but no, they were on the podcast with Leah and myself, my wife. Very, very seldom can I get my wife on the podcast, but we did a married couples and married creators episode. I don't remember what number that is. I'll look it up and share it in the notes whenever I have a chance. But they are amazing people, amazing creators, love God, and love to make beautiful music. So we said, let's do a trip just for fun, to get out of our comfort zone, get out of our work, gig mindset, and just go to some book, go, exercise our other nerdy things, which was go to the aquarium, go to a book convention. Nothing musical at all. Like, we did no music stuff. It was amazing. However, on that trip, I happened to put the phone that you are looking at right now, that I'm using right now, is not the phone that I usually have, because I happened at a rest stop to put it on top of the car. And you guess what happened after that? Yep. If you read the newsletter, you know that we drove off with my phone still on the car, and the car did not dislodge. It would have been great if the car dislodged the phone. We were going like 4 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, but no, didn't fall off until we were going about 70 on the highway. You can read the rest of the newsletter if you want. I'm going to do a little quick thing to the newsletter. Let's you guys. I'm not going to give away the rest. You have to read the newsletter for the rest, because I did put a picture link to the actual phone the way it looks now. So if you want to see that, you have to go to godofgigs.com/newsletter. It is on a creative checkup, like it's public, so you can actually see that email. Even if you didn't get that email, there is a public page where you can get that. Actually, I think that is actually, let's see, where is that? I don't know if I have that particular post. Long story short, though, phone's destroyed, but the inside still works. The alarm still works. It's like crazy. Like, how in the world did it survive this fall? So that's part of the lesson of today, which is what's inside really matters. If you start going too fast, like I was going too fast, both thinking wise, I forgot about the phone, I wasn't paying attention to details, and that bit me in the butt. Second thing today, y'all help me. Pamela, I see you. I usually try to record this. Oh, we have a couple of friends. Yeah, normally I try to do this in a way that I can repurpose it and use it for the podcast episode. Forget that. Today we're just talking, y'all. We are talking. Things are falling over here. We're just talking because I see our friends are here. Pamela is here. Jennifer, I hope you caught us welcoming you to 360. I forgot to put you in my official slide So please forgive me. But if you go back and watch the rest of the replay, we did get you invited and not invited. I keep messing that up. These are words that just like get mixed up in my ADD brain. Maybe we need to have the ADD specialist on earlier. So, long story short, let's go to this story today, which was I am a producer of another podcast, actually 3 podcasts. If you keep them all together, you can see where burnout could be happening, right? So, I produced 3 podcasts, the God and Gig Show, but I also produced 2 podcasts for my church. Now, I have to work on systems and a team in order to do all the things that I do. I was not always like that, though. I tried to do everything myself, and I still do a lot of the things myself. Well, this morning it bit me in the proverbial butt again because we are a 5-minute daily morning devotional podcast that we produce. And this morning I started getting texts at around 9:30 that it wasn't up. And when I tell you this is like thousands of episodes that we have not missed. We have never missed on purpose. On I should say on accident. We might have taken a break, but we don't miss episodes. We don't like they come out, you wake up, it's there. And for whatever reasons that, I don't want to go into all the details. It's more about the burnout situation. This affected me deeply. I feel I am personally responsible, but more importantly, it's a sign that things could fall off the rails. And it's that frustration. And I'll be honest with you, some of the things I'm going to share, I just simply looked up and researched because ChatGPT is my research assistant. I consider it my research assistant, not writing for me, but helping me research and helping me think and quickly give me ideas. And I check and say, is this what I'm thinking? And if I'm not going to write it and I'm not going to put it. But I generally think of ChatGPT as robots talking to robots. So if I'm going to talk to another robot as an algorithm, I let the robot talk. Does that make sense? I very, very rarely let the robot talk for me. But if a robot's going to talk to another robot, then I'm going to like, okay, y'all talk. So, because you know what robots like to read. So that's how I use ChatGPT. But today it was like a research assistant to help me figure out, okay, what are the signs of burnout? Because I might be missing them. And I would actually like for you guys to share in this, since we're doing a much more open-ended discussion here. Have you noticed any of these signs of burnout that I'm about to share? Or is there another one? Because the one I'm about to share is what I think I experienced today. And that is overcommitting without boundaries. I'm literally reading this out, but I would say overcommitment is probably the number one. I don't have banners today because, like I said, I just wanted to share. But overcommitment, overextending yourself, I would say, as a creator, is I don't say number one, but it's one of the major signs of burnout. And I think we need to qualify this. It could be a symptom of burnout. It could be a cause of burnout. But I think there's a reaction that I'm experiencing in my own creator life that is kind of a sign of burnout, which is I try to do more because I feel like if I don't do more, nothing's going to move. So the burnout danger is I see so much that I need to do that I try to do it all. And because I try to do it all, it's really a sign that I'm already on red. Does that make sense? When you are already on red and you're looking like, but I need to go faster, that is a sign of burnout. That is a sign that you're already on the edge of burnout because you're overcommitting and trying to do more when the more you're doing is not even working in the first place. It's this danger of feeling like it's kind of like the works versus faith thing. If you are constantly trying to work your way into God's grace, work your way into God's love, you're going to just find yourself that it never gets there because it was never required. Now let's talk about the creator lifestyle. Yes, a lot of work is required, but if it's not refilling your tank at the same time that you're putting out, then that's a sign that you're spinning your wheels in the wrong place. You're spending all of this time working and trying to get someplace that God never told you to go. And it's very, very, very similar. Jennifer, this is perfect that you're here. You're super passionate about rest, having learned the hard way. This is why God brings the right people at the right time, because I need to get serious about rest. I have to get serious about this. And if I'm not serious about it, then I'm very, very much in the same boat of the disciples that are looking at Jesus who's sleeping in the boat, and we're like, don't you care? We're working out here. Like, we're trying not to die, and you're sleeping. And it's very, very much like that, where creatively we are rowing and rowing and rowing, and we think God doesn't care. Meanwhile, God's like, why didn't you just ask me for the right strategy? Why didn't you just ask me if we're even supposed to be rowing now? You told us to get on the boat and go, but when he went to sleep, I don't think the disciples would have gone to sleep, but I'm sure they could have rested a little more if they'd known Jesus was in charge. So this is what we're talking about. So I love the fact that you're on this, Jen. Please give me any other ideas you have about burnout, because we're going to be talking about this again in our workshop tomorrow. So after you deal with that issue, which is overcommitment, it kind of goes to where I just talked about, which is thinking that the more you do, the more valuable you are. So the ChatGPT said tying worth to output. I would say it like this, probably a little better. I would say is validating yourself. Thinking that more work, the overwork, the creator who is the hustle mentality, that somehow validates you, that the more you do, the better you are. You're in danger of burnout, because that is where I feel so many of us, number one, social media is obviously something that feeds that. But I think also our comparison feeds that, because you can see other creators who are doing amazing things. And then you say to yourself, well, I should be doing that too. This is why I'm not growing. This is why I'm not selling books. This is why I'm not selling music. This is why people won't come to my concerts. This is why my artwork isn't working. This is why my podcast isn't going, because look at what they're doing. And again, we're not talking about best practices, because I'm a big believer of best practices. But I don't believe in us following somebody else's blueprint that's not meant for us. And so that's a huge one. Jen, I love this. I'm going to post this in a second. I'm going to put that up because we want to actually share that. I want to promote that, what I just read you put in the comments. Actually, then let's do this. Let's see. If I put it here. Okay. So from now on, the comments are going to post below here. So I want to make sure that pops up, because I want to make sure you guys see that. But you guys are posting. So now we can see it on small, but you'll be able to see it inside there. But this is what she said. Happy to share more. I'll post in 360. I actually have a 5-week cohort starting next week about the sacred rhythms of rest and work. I might be signing up for that right away, because this is what I need. And I think a lot of us need as well. Works perfectly with the accelerator as well. We can accelerate by slowing down. That's a whole nother topic. I would love to get into that. All right. Number 3, again, I'm admitting my research assistant, ChatGPT, help us with this, but I also think this is true. Lack of clear direction or purpose. We went through this, and this is why I like this one, because this went through our best year ever when we started with spiritual alignment. One of the reasons I think I felt the temptation of giving up was because I have to remember for my morning devotional people. Again, I'm not doing a plug. Like, I just want to let you guys know that this is the devotional that I also help produce. I'm not a face on it. Like, you'll never hear me talk about it, usually, because I'm behind the scenes. But I'm going to have to pull in our team and say, you guys, there are at least 2,000 people a day who count on us to share this. And I have to remember who this is for. God and Gig, same thing. We may not have the biggest podcast, but there are people who rely on what we share, on what I share, on what this community represents. God has gifted it to you and I. He's gifted us this community. And I have to remind myself, unless I remember that, I'm going to be, like the Bible says, building a house and laboring in vain, because the Lord didn't build the house. And so any creator house that we are building has to be built by God, and remembering why he asked us to build it and who he asked us to build it for. And if we don't, we are basically, like the Bible says again, these are all scriptural principles that solve temporary creator problems. The problem is that now we are building a house on sand and it can collapse, or in our term, burn out. And remember, tomorrow we're going to be talking about all of these exercises and all of these issues and fix them, right? I'm talking about the problems. I'm not necessarily talking about how to solve them. So tomorrow's workshop, remember, you can sign up if you're watching this before Saturday, workshop.godandgigs.com/June expert is how you jump into that, okay? So let's get into number 4, because I can see we're going to run out of time to talk about all the cool stuff we're talking about. Isolation. This is another one that I didn't need ChatGPT for. I just needed him to remind it and whatever. I don't like using personals for these AI things. That's a slippery slope. So isolation, I talked about many times. And so getting alone, being by yourself is a danger sign. As a matter of fact, I would say the biggest danger sign is wanting to be by yourself when there are people available for you, but you feel like you should pull away and hunker down. There's nothing wrong with solitude. God loves us to be alone with him, but being in solitude as a reaction or feeling like you need to be disconnected is a sign that you are close to burnout, because you never get more filled up in your tank by withdrawing from other people for a long period of time. Again, I'm not talking about our introverts, I'm talking about people who, I did a whole podcast interview with the God Arts podcast. Please go check that out with Gail Santil. That was such an amazing thing. We went in on the introverts. We talked about all of our introvert friends and why you still need community. So I don't have that posted that, but I got to find that, because she did an amazing job of pulling that out of me and asking those questions. So introverts, you do need community, or you risk burning out. Okay. If you are feeling like you are all by yourself, you're in risk of burning out and not pursuing the creative gift that God gave you. Finally, I want to get to number 5, because we are already 40 minutes in. We may go over today if you guys want to hang out with us. Constant comparison. We talked about this a little bit. Pressure to perform. I would say this is comparison close to what I've already said, but let's kind of delineate that a little. I would say the comparison is not only to other creators when it's burnout, it's to an unhealthy standard. And this is weird because I've been talking to some other creators. We're going to do some interviews. And one topic that was brought up that I can't wait to talk about. I can't wait for you guys to hear this next set of interviews. Like, we have some great creators for the interviews coming up for the episodes of the God and Gig Show. But we mentioned godly ambition. And that is such a huge dichotomy, irony, like godly ambition, which I believe exists. You can't look at David and not see godly ambition. You can't look at even at Paul and say godly ambition, that he would spread the gospel throughout the entire, Gentile world. That's ambition, but godly ambition to achieve great things for God. And how do you find that right balance of goals that isn't going to burn you out because you're reaching too high? You're not supposed to be trying to get 1 million followers by tomorrow. You're not supposed to be selling $1 million paintings by tomorrow. You should aim high, but comparison to this unrealistic standard is a danger sign for burnout. So we kind of covered these 5 quickly, but tomorrow we're going to go deeply into that. I love this. Jennifer says community is key and I'm an introvert. Yes, it is key. And that's why I'm so glad you joined us. That's why those of you who are watching who are not a member of the 360 app, I'm just going to go ahead and keep telling you guys, this is not about me trying to get members. I'm being straight up here, very, very transparent. I've actually done so many complimentary people that I don't know whether it's even a matter of, worrying about cash flow. This is about community. The cash flow helps us keep the doors open. Honestly, the investment helps you gain more out of the membership, because then we can invest more in the membership and grow it to be the amazing community that it can be for you and have pretty apps that look the way it does. But if you want to join us over there, I see what happens. I got to get rid of this to make it look right. So let's get rid of this just for a second. GodandGigs.com/membership. If you want to check that out and join our community, either at the gold level or as a subscriber to the CRC, the Creator Resource Center. All right. Okay. We're going to keep moving because I love this topic, but we have to get on to some of the other things that we're sharing. So let's do one more little banner, little bumper, if I can talk. And we'll jump into the next segment of our live stream. We're having fun here. Let's go on to the next one. All right. This is going to be cool for all of our nerdy people in our community, those who like to get into data, people who like to get into the weeds, which mostly our creators don't want to do, but some of us are. And so this is a couple of things that I'm doing right now that's super easy that I believe, and I can't show you the data yet. I'm going to measure the data on this, okay? This is something that I'm going to check out and see if it works. And I'm going to report back at the end of the summer and I'm going to tell you if this works for me, okay? So, I am wondering, like, here, I see something. I have to fix this real quick because I was like, why am I looking down so much? But my computer is super low. So I'm fix something real quick. You're going to see me kind of, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to do it. I just changed my mind. I don't want to mess up something. So it's going to bounce and then the whole thing's going to fall apart. Not going to do it. I've already had that kind of day. So first things first is I want to tell you about something you may not have ever used. How many of you, I'm just going to ask in the comments, you may not comment right away, but I'm curious, I might do a poll, have used or set up your Google business profile. Google business profile. If you've heard of that or used it, put a yes in the comments. If you've never heard of a Google business profile, please put no or never heard of it. Just tell me yes or no. Have you heard of the Google business profile? Okay. I need to wait for a second just to see if you guys who are watching live can let me know. Let's see. And I'll tell you, I might do a screen share here and let you guys see what we're doing so you can actually see it in real time. Because some people might say, okay, what is that? What do you even do? And okay, so Jen says no. So that's good. So I can show Jen. I'm going to go to full screen here. And we're going to go ahead and show you where to get to your business profile and what I'm doing as an easy lever to try and build more people coming to my website, to my offers, to all these things. So basically the Google business profile is exactly what it says. It's Google's profile of who you are online as a business, right? So you obviously you can have your Google profile as your Gmail or whatever, but your business can also have one. This doesn't mean you're setting up a separate business like a website. It is just Google's picture of you on there. So let me just go ahead and share screen. I got to share screen first. Let's go here, go back to share screen. And let me see if I can get into it. So we're going to start literally from the Google page, right? So I'm going to go over here. You see the dots where it says Google Apps. 99% of us, I think, have a Google profile already. So I'm assuming you're started from that where you're signed in under your Google name, right? That's the first thing. You do have to have like your own Google profile. I'm pretty sure you have to have one. So look at that right there next to my account, Business Profile Manager. So if you don't have this, you could probably go to just Google Business Manager, and it will probably show you this and you can sign in. But as you can see, that's here. And so I can actually type in, and there I have my business, Got Gigs and Paul Creative Solutions sitting right there. And there I can see my profile. So here's my business on Google. You guys see what's going on here? There is an actual place where this is where creators kind of struggle. We think, oh, well, I'm not a business, so I don't really need a business profile. But if you have a website, you are a business. If you're selling, you are a business. If you don't even have like a big operation, people still could search for you. And so the one marketing lever I am going to pull this coming summer is, can I be more and more visible on Google search so that I know a lot of people are using ChatGPT. We're going to talk about that a little later. But can I be more active on Google so that people find my search for me can find me more easily? So As you can see, I already have all the search results for God and Gigs. This is all here. This is basically Googling yourself. Here's what's different. This side panel. So this side panel would pop up. Actually, you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to do this right in front of you guys. I'm going to see if I can sign out and see if I can get to this by what do you call that? Actually, I won't sign out. Let me get back out. I'm going to just open an incognito because I want to make sure you guys can see it without. Make sure I'm still there. Can you guys still see me? I hope I didn't lose you guys. I have so many screens open. I'm losing where I am. All right, here I am. Okay, cool. Almost got lost. I was like, oh no, I just disappeared. All right, I'm still here. Cool. All right, so let me open an incognito window and I'll share that one. Because I want you to see like how it works for someone that's not even signed in and what they would see. All right, let's try this again, y'all. Thank you for being patient. This is the workshop part where we get, I'm going deep in the weeds live. So let's just do a search for stay signed out. And I'm just going to do a search for God and Gigs. And let's see if I get my business profile this time. There it is. All right, cool. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see if it popped up. Okay. I wanted to see if it popped up without me being signed in. So let me move this over so I can see myself here. I have to move some stuff around on my screen so I can see what I'm doing. So you guys see the side panel? This is what I would recommend you update. Now, here you see, I don't even have my phones in this. I did not put my phone number. I'm a little nervous about putting my business phone number. I just don't feel like getting a bunch of calls from like spammy stuff. So I did not add my phone number. What I did add though, I did add my Calendly link for appointments. You can always have people do reviews for you. And then this is super cool. The fact that you can have your own blurb on your Google search. So when people search for you, they immediately see, oh, here's what God and Gigs does. Then this is the other part that I'm experimenting with this summer is that I am now posting regular updates to Google. You might be like, wait, Google has updates? You can post like a social calendar, like a social post? Yes. This is a social post that I just posted 5 hours ago, which is currently the episode that we're talking about, Summer Success, it's like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So I'm already kind of mad because this is not me on Spotify. I don't know what they're showing. Spotify is confused. And my profiles. So you guys see where this business profile sets up and this is my service area. I mean, let's be honest. If you're online, you don't need this really. But for someone like Anita, who have a brick and mortar, you have a service area that you serve, like as a teacher or as a performer, you only get in certain areas. Like this could be good for you, but you may not need this if you're online. You see, it has me over here in Alaska. I have no idea why. So hopefully this makes sense. This is a lever I am pulling. It takes like 5 minutes to pull up all this stuff. It took me like 5 minutes to go in, change some pictures, add some stuff, and have my web results. And so this is just a lever. We're going to see if this works. I think I have a really good shot of making this way more search friendly. I think it's going to be way more search friendly with the Google. So that's the one lever I'm pulling. The other lever I am pulling, and I love that we have some more friends coming in. I feel bad because we're going to have to close off pretty soon because I got an interview at 2:30. The other lever I'm pulling is the Sinja lever, which is the reviews. And I want to show off. Let's just keep sharing our screen because I'm just showing off all stuff. If you're aware of Sinja, who is aware of Sinja? If you're not aware of Sinja, let me know, because Sinja is our recommended way of getting reviews. Reviews is the other lever, which is super easy to pull because between this software and being able to simply ask people, hey, can you tell me how you like the last thing I made, my last concert, my last PDF? Like, would you mind going to this form and just telling me how it was? I know it feels awkward sometimes asking people you're asking for feedback, but what you're really asking for is like a 5-star rating, right? You're really asking to say something nice about you. So that oftentimes feels kind of weird. But I think it's so powerful to give people the opportunity to share. And what I did recently, and again, easy lever, is went into Senja and I updated our wall of love. Now I say, what's a wall of love? Well, go to godandgifts.com/Senja. I'll spell it out for you in a second. And this is what Senja did. Now, this took me 10 minutes to update. I already had built it, but can you imagine somebody saying, "Hey, what do I want to know about Jen's platform? What do I want to know about Nita's platform? What do I want to know about Pamela's platform?" And you go, "Oh, just go here. You'll see what people are saying." And this page is all about God and Gigs 360 Gold, right? But I could have done this for my music career. I could have done this for my concerts. I could have done this for any of these things. So you can see how quickly this thing builds a beautiful page of reviews. Okay. So just seeing, some of our friends that you guys are here right there. See, there's Pamela, there's Anita, there's Linus, there's Antonia. All these reviews just remind people, hey, you're really doing something special. And it took me, again, like 5 minutes. So if you want to check this out, again, I will go, let me get the banner out. Let's make sure if I have a Senja banner. Of course, I probably don't, but it is at the toolkit. So go to godandgates.com/toolkit. The quickest way to go to Senja is godandgates.com/Senja, Senja. Senja is where you go to make an account. There is a free version, but I think for this one, you kind of upgrade it a little bit to do a subscription, but I'm always wary of telling you guys to get 1 billion subscriptions. I only suggest subscriptions that I'm like, this is well worth the money. Like this, having this, being able to send people to this. By the way, you want to find us, you just go to godandgates.com/love360, love360. Okay. Those of you in 360, if you want to share this page with other people and you're like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing in this thing? Just send them to this page, godandgates.com/love360. As a matter of fact, I should post it. Hold up. Give me a second. Let me do that. Hold up. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Let's get rid of this one. And let me make sure that's the right one. God Love 360. I'm going to check it one more time. Yes, that's right. godandgigs.com/love360. So send them to that. If you want to tell them like, hey, you should sign up, just send them there and they'll get it, right? They'll understand what this is all about. All right. This has been a really good checkup, you guys. I've been enjoying myself. Hopefully this is helpful for you. I'm not going to do any more bumpers. We're going to just jump in because we need to hurry up and finish up. The consult. Let's talk a little bit about dream partnerships. I'm really enjoying some dream partnerships right now, but this came up in our 360 mastermind call on Monday. Our brand ambassador, Simony, asked this question. And I thought, oh, wow, she's asking. That means there's other people. She was asking about songwriting. And we asked her in the mastermind, who would you want to sing this song? We were like, pie in the sky. If anyone you could work with, like no limits, nothing. And we asked her, who would you work with? And she said, oh, well, this artist. I'm not going to give it away because maybe one day you'll hear the song and you'll be like, you heard it here first. So I told her, and some of the other members told her, like, hey, just DM her. And it was like, wait, you can? Now, I know, again, the fear of unsolicited DMs scares the living daylights out of a lot of us because we're like, I don't want to be ignored. I don't want to be that person that just reaches out to people willy-nilly, doesn't really know them, just starts asking, hey, can you work with me? Do you want to listen to my song? And you just feel very needy and it just feels weird, right? So 99.9% of us do not do the cold, unsolicited, hey, DM your favorite person, just ask them if they'll work with you. It's also why it has a faith level chance of working, because the first thing it does to simply reach out to your favorite dream partnership is allow you to start thinking, hey, this is a reality. If they respond, I need to be ready. So this is not the just pie in the sky, just reach out to people and not really think it through. This is the, I'm going to contact this person. But if they call back or email back or DM back, here's what I'm going to say. Here's the thing you don't want to do. You don't want to cold DM, cold call, cold email a dream partner and have no plan. Because if they do respond, you want to say, oh, thank God I was ready with an idea, with a platform, with a podcast episode, with a brand partnership idea, and you've thought it out. So I have no issue with people reaching out directly to me with an idea. The problem I have is when either it has nothing to do with me, so they haven't researched it, they don't know what I really do, and they're just trying to get me to like go into some silly sales thing. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. But then number two, when people reach out, and I'm not saying I'm a dream partner, I'm just saying like if people reach out to me and I was considering it, I would want to know this person actually has a plan that I can consider. Hey, yes, no, not really, not now, but thank you for offering this idea to me and thinking it through instead of just saying, oh, I want to work with this person and just like, put me on. That's what I would never suggest for our guiding gigs creators. We don't want to be those kind of people that just pray and hope that people will connect with us. We want to have strategy that goes along with our faith and our hope, right? Our hope and our faith is in God and connecting us with the right people. We pray about it. But as you can see, I'm leaning into the practical because the practical is where most of us struggle. We have faith. We believe God can do anything. But then when God starts to move in that direction, we freak out because we got to have something to do after God does what he does. So this is why it's so important before you consider your dream partnership, plan out what would you do if this person responded, if you had the email. Today, coming up, I have a huge interview with so this is a person I've been following for years and has, an incredible network and an incredible resume. But I reached out, honestly, through a network that I didn't even know he was on. And I didn't know he was there. And I didn't realize that we had anything in common. And I just kind of thought it was pie in the sky. But I just said, hello, hey, would love to help you if I can help in any way in this particular platform. Sure enough, he said, hey, yeah, I'm having a little struggle with X. And it turned into us being able to interview him. But that's not my original goal. My original goal was be a resource. And that's number two of collaborating with dream partnerships. And by the way, if you guys that are watching have any dream partnerships that you've ever considered, let me know in the comments. You don't have to give the individual if you don't want, but you can say, hey, I've wanted to work with this multi-million-dollar executive. I wanted to work with this multi-Grammy winning producer, something, and just name that and just then think of it. Okay, if I was to connect with them, what would I do? How would I serve their vision so that I'm not simply out to get something from them, but I'm here as a partner? That's a key word, partner. You're not simply latching on to somebody else's vision, popularity, notoriety. You're trying to be of service to that person. And as you are serving and being a giver and generous, you find, just like the Bible says, he who waters will be watered, and he who refreshes another will be refreshed. You are creating this reciprocal. People are going to call it all kinds of karma, whatever. It's not that, but we know like the same principle applies, that you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The dream partners, you are thinking about the brands, treat them like people. One of the people I talked with a current pursuit that I have for a brand partnership did say, hey, thank you so much for just thinking about us, thinking about me, not just like selling me on stuff, like actually researching what we do. Like people are people, CEOs are people, marketing agencies are people, multi-million-dollar producers are people. They're people and they just want to be treated like people. And even if they don't have the time to collaborate with you, they'll appreciate being treated like a person and not like a commodity to be used. So I hope that made sense, you guys. All right. I am almost done. I want to quickly get to our last couple of things, our prescriptions for the week. And these are our two prescriptions. The plan should be sign up for the June Creator Workshop. That is tomorrow, Saturday, as I'm recording. Okay. If you miss it, then you got to get into the CRC, the Creative Resource Center, because then the replay will be there for anybody who wants to watch it. But those who sign up get to watch it live, get to ask Dre Marshall questions. Dre is amazing. Again, I've shared, like, he's been on the podcast before. He pulls no punches. I am going to not lie to you. It may be a little spicy. Oh, I lost camera. Wait one second. There we are. All right. We're almost at the end, so we survived. All right. So signing up for the Creator Workshop, that's for tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. And then our Creator Accelerator, you would like to join Anita and Jen. In that, you'll want to go to godandgigs.com/bestsummer. Okay. Didn't have time to talk about this different stuff that I am reading and all the stuff that I am sharing. I'm trying to do a little bit of my personal life, a lot more. You can find that at the newsletter. So if you go to godandgigs.com/info, that is where you can get the newsletter. Actually, I think you can go to godandgigs.com/newsletter. Yeah, you just go there, and that will show you some of the other stuff I didn't get to today. If you can probably tell, we do 3 versions of God and Gigs content. Mondays, audio and video, right, to the podcast episode. Then Wednesday, written, which is the newsletter. Friday, video again, which is this live stream. So that's our content like calendar. That's how we organize things around here. And this has been a lot of fun. Like, this is crazy. And again, I know I'm going to be a little different looking here because I had to switch cameras. I'm all kind of cattywampus here, but at least you guys can still see me. I'm glad I'm figuring this thing out about the camera, because the camera seems to cut out after about an hour. He's like, nope, I'm done. So we're still figuring that out. But thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of this, Jen. Thank you for joining us, Anita. Pamela was here. It was great to have any of the rest of you guys that didn't get a chance to comment. If you were here, but you didn't comment, but you're watching on replay, please let me know that you watched. Please let me know in the comments. Send me an email. Let me know that this is blessing you, because like I said, I need to remember my why, y'all. I've been doing this for a long time now. It sounds weird to say, but it is true. I've been dinosaur years when it comes to content. 2016, 2017, we started the podcast and I started the book. And this is something that I know God has blessed me to have a community, and I want to show up for you guys the best that I can. But let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you're enjoying this, the replays and so on. Please go ahead and check out the workshop and all the other good stuff. Oh, who came in the last second. I hope you're going to go back and check it out, brother. We got to go. But there is Wilfredo El Jefe, the wise one. Good to see you, my brother. I have to run out now, so we're finishing up. But please go back and check out. This is a great episode. This was a great live stream that we shared, man. So I hope you'll go back and check it out. But we have to go and get ready for the next thing. So, guys, we will see you on the podcast. We'll see you in the newsletter. We'll see you at the workshop tomorrow with Dre Marshall. This is going to be super cool. Everybody that's in the CRC and in the Gold program, remember, I will send you your links. You have no need to register. I will send that to you probably tonight. I'll get that set up, and then I'll send you the emails definitely by tomorrow. And then everybody that registers, $10, workshop.godandgigs.com/June-expert. Okay. So I hope to see you guys there at the workshop. But until next time, continue to become the creator that you are created to be. God bless. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks. God bless.